Thank you for taking the time to click on this video and learn more about how to protect you and your family. I want to introduce myself here. My name is Jason, and once again, if you're watching this, either you come from two places. The first one is either saw my video talking about life insurance and getting your money back and you're interested in that. And number two, and a special shout out to all my nurses, doctors, and anybody that works in the medical space. I also did a special video for you guys because of people like you. 3 years ago, you guys saved my dad's life in the hospital. But really, my intention of creating this little presentation is to explain to you and prepare you of what's gonna look like the process of getting a life insurance policy with me. And I promise you, I'm making this really short, simple, and sweet, and just give you the nuts and bolts of explaining to you everything you need to know about getting life insurance, which type of life insurance plan out there. And I really hope that this answers all your questions and really removes off the wall, right? Brings down the wall down for you to feel more comfortable and wanting to talk to me. Actually book a call with me where we can talk and we can discuss which type of plan is gonna make sense to protect you and your family, because life insurance is not a joke. It's something that's extremely important. And again, I know, I understand life insurance is a topic a lot of us don't want to talk about. It's something that's, nobody likes the idea of death. It comes easy to me just because I've been doing it for 7 years, and so it's something that I'm used to. But I understand for the new person, it is not, but it's something that we have to do at some point of our lives. We need to take care of eventually. So I want to make sure that this keeps it simple and makes this whole process smooth for you. So what I did here is I'm gonna break down this presentation into 2 steps. First one is I cover and I go over with you the insurance companies I work for and I work with, and also any frequently asked questions, common questions when it comes to life insurance. And I kind of just briefly break down all types of life insurance policies out there, which is 4. And then I also talk about how it's gonna look like getting a policy, from literally watching this video, from booking a call with me, what you have to do during our call, what we're gonna do before, during, and after our call, and how it's gonna look like really from point A to point B. So again, just stick with me. I promise I will do my best to answer all your questions, and if not, book a call with me and we'll go into it. So the first step, like I mentioned, is understanding your options. There's no way for you to be able to make a decision if you're not informed and you understand how life insurance truly works, hence why I'm making this video. And number 2, I provide an action plan for you, right? That's where I mentioned I'm gonna tell you completely transparent here. I'm not hiding anything. I'm telling you exactly how it's gonna work from getting a policy through me. And what I also did here is, if you go back to my website and you scroll down all the way to the bottom, you're gonna see this picture of me here and a button where it says click learn to learn more about my story, which I know a lot of you, sometimes you want to understand who's the person you're talking to. I know we're completely strangers right now. We don't know each other, but if you're a little bit like me, I like to know who I'm doing business with, right? Who I'm talking to. And I created another 2 to 5 minute video, and it's gonna look like this, where I tell you literally everything about me when it comes down to my knowledge, my expertise, and the industry here, life insurance and financial services, everything I do, right? How I built my agency, but also I'm an open book. I tell you everything that about me, and I'll say a little bit here, but I'm just a 24-year-old kid who has no kids yet, but just takes care of their parents in all ways, shapes, and forms, right? Financially and literally. Again, for my nurses out there, that's where I explain more of the adversities and the process I did and went through with my dad, and is why I have such a big passion when it comes to helping people with life insurance, and why I love taking people treating them the right way, and why I'm making this video to educate you and make sure that I want you to understand that you're talking to another human being here. I'm not a sales guy who's just trying to shove life insurance down your throat. That's completely not who I am. The only reason I give credit to my early success here and doing this is that I've always treated people the right way. I'm always honest, and every person that ends up getting a policy with me, I treat them like family, because part of my business does rely on referrals, whatnot. So I treat you guys like family, because without you, if I don't help you, obviously, right, I don't get paid. So that means I can't take care of my parents the way I want, and obviously provide for them. So I don't take it for granted. And again, if you want to learn a little bit more about me, you go watch that video. But again, this is simply just the point of this video. It's just to prepare you and show you how the process is going to work with me. So step one is understanding your options. Before I go into that, I do want to, like I mentioned, I'm an insurance broker. What that means is I represent the top 15 to 30 insurance companies out there. Most likely 9 out of 10 times when we talk on the phone, you're going to get a quote and a plan through one of these insurance companies you see here. And all of them have been around for more than 100 years, and they're all rated A+ by Invest. So a little backstory here, what AM Best is they're a third-party company that goes out there and rates these insurance companies based on their credibility, whether they're trustworthy, and whether customer service and how good their plans and rates are. So the only thing I can guarantee you is that if you come talk to me, I do all the shopping around for you. I make sure you don't waste your time in having to talk to 60, 10, 15 different other agents out there. I'm a broker. I keep it simple. I give you the best rates based on what your needs are and your coverage. So again, the types of insurance policies that I'll be talking to you is literally every single type out there available. When it comes down to term life insurance, return of premium, which is another type of term life policy, whole life, also known as final expense, and index universal life, which is kind of on the more popular side right now, which is also known as an IUL. So once again, I'll be breaking down for these. Again, I'm basically just the important bullet points, what you need to know. Maybe I might not cover something that you had a question on. It's totally fine. That's why I encourage you to book a call with me so we can go more into details and I can give you more of a tailored plan and quote for you and your family, or whoever you're looking to protect. So first one, term life insurance. Now, this type of insurance plan is for anybody that is between the ages of 18 and 45. People that get term life insurance policy is someone that's in the stage of life where they have young kids, they have somebody that depends on their income, or they're somebody that's trying to create generational wealth for their family. And I'll explain why. The plans, when it comes down to term life insurance, they're either for 10, 15, 20, or 30 years. So think about it as you're renting a lease, okay? It's like a lease. You're renting this big bag of money for either 10, 15, 20 years that you're covered for, and if something happens to you between those time frames, whatever year you get the plan, your family's covered for that amount. So the coverage amounts go from low as $25,000 up to $1 million. Term life insurance, you've probably heard, is usually the cheapest that gives you the high most coverage. But here's the catch, is that you usually have to be in pretty good health. So if you're watching this, you might like, well, Jason, I got a couple, I've been diagnosed with a couple stuff, I'm taking medications. Again, don't get discouraged. If you want term life insurance, again, it's just, I really can't say right now, I don't want to come off like, hey, yeah, term life insurance out the books. It just depends on everybody's situation. It's completely different on age, coverage amount somebody's looking for. But why I emphasize it's important to book a call so you can pick my brain for free again and understand your options and what's available out there for you. And like I mentioned here, since term life insurance is either for 10, 15, 20, 30 years, let's say at the end you have a policy for 30 years. At the end of those 30 years, you have two options. You could either renew that policy for another 10 to 15 years, or you could just convert that policy into a permanent policy, which is a whole life. And that's another type of insurance policy that I'll be talking about in the next couple slides here. So another important thing when it comes to term life insurance, and something that I try to do for every single person that I talk to, I always try to get you what's called living benefits. What that means is that if you're ever diagnosed with a terminal, chronic, or critical illness, you can access your life insurance coverage in advance. So an example, if you ever have a stroke, a heart attack, or you need major surgery, you can actually pull money from your coverage to pay any medical bills or daily living expenses. And these types of riders, which is called the technical term, are at a no cost, but it just depends on your age, your health, and the state you live in to see if you're qualified for these, because this is extremely important. We never know when we can get sick or something serious happens to us, but don't worry when we talk. This is something I automatically always do for you and check for you if you qualify for. And the next type of policy out there is called return of premium. Okay, this is probably a video that caught your eye, or why you're probably watching this video and wanting to get information on life insurance. Is return of premium is a type of policy where you get your money back if nothing happens to you. I've talked to hundreds of people every single year, and the biggest thing I get is like, well, Jason, I don't really see the benefit of life insurance. I mean, right, I just pay, and if nothing happens to me, well, that's it, my money's gone. Well, guess what? The insurance companies understand that, so they created this type of product for you. So basically it means cash back 100%. And these plans go anywhere from 20, 25, or 30 years, and the coverage amounts go, again, as low as $25,000 up to $450,000 in coverage. So the best way for me to explain this, I'm going to give you guys a quick example. Let's just say John has this policy for 30 years, and John has $100,000 in coverage. So if John passes away within those 30 years, his family is going to get tax-free $100,000. If John doesn't pass away in 30 years, well, he'll get a full refund. So every single dollar he paid throughout those 30 years, he'll get back 100%. So an example, let's say his policy is $60 a month. Okay, that's $720 a year. So what we do is simple math. We do 720, which is how much he's paying for a year, times 30 years. That's $21,600 that John will be getting back, cash back. So nothing happens to him in those 30 years. John gets back the $21,600, and these policies come with an automatic 1 and 3% interest rate for you, because we understand that inflation just gets worse and worse. So insurance companies make sure that the time value of money is still equal from 30 years. And something I did not add here, but it's important to also know, is let's say John at the end of those 30 years says, you know what, I still want to have my insurance policy, but I don't want to make any more payments. Well, technically, since John is getting $21,600, John can tell the insurance company to keep that and to still keep his life insurance active. So what the insurance company does is just take the payments from his $21,000, and John is literally protected for the rest of his life, which is an option always available for you guys out there. And one of the other type of policies out there is whole life / final expense. These types of policies are for anybody from the ages, I like to say, from 45, 50 and up. This is just for the person who's only concerned with burial expenses, final expenses, cremations, and burial plans, like I mentioned. And these policies are more on the permanent side. So what that means is that they cover you up to age 121. These never expire, or like I mentioned, like with term life insurance, if you remember, where it's 10, 15, 20, 30 years, these policies aren't like that. These are, I like to call them the forever type of plan. And the coverages, although do range a little smaller, they're from $5,000 to $50,000, and the price lock, there's a price lock, it never increases. So again, I mean, that's the same for term life insurance, all the types of insurance policies. But what I mean here is that once you're covered, no matter how old you are, that policy will never increase. Because keep in mind, with term life insurance, since it does renew, if you do end up renewing it, your policy will increase a couple dollars just because you have to renew it at a new age. But again, that's more on the technical, more detailed stuff. We can definitely talk that over the phone when you book a call with me, if you do decide. But just for the sake of this example here and talking about the whole life, I want to keep it simple. But policies with whole life, you never have to worry about the payments ever increasing on you. And these policies do build a cash value. That's just a fancy way of saying there's like a savings portion attached to it. It goes from anywhere 1 and 3%. This cash value is really geared towards for the people that want to build you can build a little supplement to retirement income in there, or whatever you want to do later down the line. And also this cash value is for, because since this is whole life, sometimes insurance companies understand when you reach the age of 80, 90, or 70, maybe you're not working anymore, and sometimes it gets hard for the elderly people to make payments. But since people have these policies for 15, 20 years, they build a cash value that goes anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000, so they can always use that money to make their payments and make sure that they never lose their policy. So that's what that cash value is. And the fourth and final type of life insurance policy out there is the IUL. This is kind of the most popular, and I like to say it's kind of the gold tier type of life insurance, because it really provides you with everything and all the benefits when it comes down to life insurance. So this is, I kind of like to say, it's for the people that have the idea of like, I want life insurance, but I also want the potential to grow some significant savings in my policy. So this type of IULs, they're permanent coverage, similar to the whole life. They cover you up to age 120, and they're linked to the stock market. So this builds a higher cash value. Your money is invested into the stock market, and it's linked to it, to the S&P 500. So what that means is that however the stock market performs, either a 6, 8, 9%, up to 12% interest rate, that's what you'll be getting credited into your savings account. So it grows with it, and it's a very powerful tool, because with IULs, there's a thing called a floor, 0%, which means that if the stock market performs negatively, your accounts and your balance do not decrease or drop or take a dip. Okay, because something like 401ks and IRAs, you do lose money in those types of plans. And again, I don't want to get too much in details, but if you want more information on that, just know that I'm knowledgeable on that, and I can definitely break that down to you. But it builds a high cash value because it's linked to that stock market, like I said. And the reason these IULs become so attractive is because you're able to accumulate tax-free income in here. There's very few plans out there where it's being invested, right, where it's compound interest, and it gives you the ability to use that money tax-free. Nowadays, Uncle Sam wants to give taxes on everything. Apologies, I have a Celsius here. I talk a lot, so my throat gets dry here. So again, you're probably wondering, like, well, Jason, what's the catch with this? It sounds super great. These policies do require a higher contribution. So again, depending on your age, what's your goal with IUL, right? You're trying to just get it for life insurance? Are you trying to get it to build a business, require a loan, build for retirement, use the money to buy a rental property, buy your first home? It just depends, right? And that's what's important to talk to me, because I am non-biased, I am transparent. I first ask a bunch of questions because I want to make sure whether this type of policies are a benefit for you, and it's going to make sense for you and your family. So like I mentioned, you can access the cash value if you're tax-free, and a lot of the people here use these types of policies to supplement retirement. Like I mentioned, you get tax-free money at a compound interest, so it just makes sense for people to want to secure more and solidify their retirement. Or like I mentioned, the wealthy use these types of policies to start businesses or buy rental properties down the line. But that's pretty much the nuts and bolts for the IUL. And not to mention, there are living benefits. So if you remember the term type of plan, you can get something where if you're diagnosed with terminal, chronic, or critical illness, you can access your coverage in advance, which is extremely powerful. And the IUL, I like to say, why I say it's the gold tier of life insurance, because it protects you in 3 different ways. Number 1, if you die too soon, that's the life insurance portion, the death benefit. 2, if you live a long life, which is for retirement, you build a high cash value, so you have money for retirement and you don't have to work, and you could just enjoy your days, right, when you're a lot older. And 3, if you ever get sick, you have access to living benefits, so you can use money from your policy to cover any medical bills or daily living expenses, which again, I mean, it's extremely important for everybody. And we're almost wrapping this up here, but frequently asked questions. Again, here I just want to keep everything crystal clear. Is there a medical exam needed? No. 99% of the insurance companies I quote you with and I give you a plan with, it's instant decision. Literally all we do is submit an application, and no nurse is going to go out to your home, poke your veins, and draw any blood or urine. So literally everything is just by submitting an application. On rare occasions, like I said, depending on your coverage amounts, sometimes I talk to people that want 2, 3, 5 million in coverage. And sometimes I will be honest that the insurance company might require a medical exam. But if you're somebody looking to get under $1 million, you don't have to worry about a medical exam. And when does coverage start? Whenever you're approved, first payment comes out, that becomes the effective date, and that's when your coverage will start. So who receives money from the policy is your beneficiary. Whoever you put down, that's what's the name of your loved one, is your beneficiary. That's the person that upon your death will be receiving the big bag of money tax-free. So can I get coverage for my whole family, including kids? If that's the case for you, 100%. You can get coverage just for yourself, a spouse, kids, anybody related to you. There really is no limit. And can I get myself, if I have an IT number, I'm Hispanic. I started my business helping a lot of the Hispanic community, Latinos. My parents are from Mexico, so if you're watching, soy mexicano, hablo español. But a lot of my people, because of immigration status, sometimes think they can get life insurance or we have social. But 100%, if you have an IT number, I can also talk to you and I can also help you. And am I able to make changes in the future? 100%, yes. Just because you get a life insurance policy now and you make changes doesn't mean you're locked that in forever. No, this is flexible. If you need to make changes to your address, bank information, you want to change your beneficiaries, because I know life changes, things come up, things happen. You can always make those changes. And like I said, if you got the policy with me, you don't got to worry about it. I take care of everything for you. So last step here is the action plan. Okay, what does it look like here moving forward? So I really hope what I said and I explained about this type of insurance policy kind of answers some of your questions, kind of clears up the fog. And if you still have more questions, or like, I like this kid, I want to talk to him, this is what you have to do. Okay, so before our call, I want you to just consider what you and your family need for the future, right? Based on the types of insurance policies I shared, kind of think, take your time, sleep on it, say, well, you know what, maybe I want this policy, or, so when we talk, we can go straight into it and make it smooth and easy for you. And before our call, same thing, I'm gonna ask you to go on my calendar. So if you go back to my website, there is gonna be a calendar that looks exactly like this. I encourage you to pick the best time and day where we can talk for 5-10 minutes. It can be even 1 or 2 minutes if you just want to ask me a question. The biggest thing I want you to feel is be comfortable and understand that all I want is to provide education for you and information. The only reason I've been, I thank God why I've been successful in building my insurance business and my agency is because I don't hassle people, right? I don't like that because I don't like people talking to me like that, right? I want you to understand, if you book a call with me, I work for you. You ask me the question, if you're ready to move forward with life insurance, we'll do it. If you're not ready, you're still shopping around, you're looking for other options, it's totally okay. All I want to do for you is answer your questions, and I want to make sure that there's one thing I can do for you is that you understand how life insurance works. And if you do decide to go anywhere else, you're educated and you can always make 100% informed decisions. So if you just go, you'll see my calendar, or you see any button there where it asks you to get a free quote, it'll take you to my calendar and you'll be able to book that call with me, okay, on a one-on-one. And we can either hop on that phone call, or if you're local, again, if you go watch my other video, I share with you where my office is at. I'm in California, Irvine. You're local to me, we'll meet in person. I know a lot of you guys want to shake hands or a fist bump, or we can do a video call, FaceTime, Zoom, whatever you want. I'm here for you, okay? Whatever makes you feel more comfortable to talk to me. And last thing here is, have any questions ready when it comes to life insurance, the desired coverage amount, type of policy, and your beneficiary's name and date of birth. Not a big deal if you don't have all of this ready. It's okay. It's just, again, just to make things a lot smoother. And during our call, we're basically gonna ask questions. It's not me being nosy, it's just me doing my job, right? Like, I'm the doctor here, okay? I'm assessing your situation, understanding where you're coming from, what's your why, and that what really helps me tailor a right life insurance plan for you and provide an accurate quote for you. And if you're ready to proceed, you're like, Jason, everything sounds good, the monthly price on the policy sounds good. Well, then what we'll do is I get your basic information, okay, and then I send you 2 emails. The first email is giving consent for the insurance company going to your medical records and make sure that you're not sick or you have any serious terminal illness. Because like I mentioned, since there's no medical exams, there's no nurse coming out, the insurance companies do at least have to go into your medical records to make sure you're healthy and that you're able to get insured. Now, for any reason you still don't feel comfortable doing that, I'll provide you with I'll literally show you anything you need to make you feel more comfortable. Like I said, I'm here to help. But the second email is basically where once I get your basic information like driver's license, ID, all that good stuff, address, I send you the second email where you get to review the application, the coverage amount we talked about, the monthly price, and all your personal information. And that's for you to make sure that I spelled everything right and I got everything to the T. And you get to review that and you get to sign and approve that. Without your approval, I cannot submit it to the insurance company to make sure that if we can get you approved or not. And after a call is, I hope I get you approved. I don't guarantee any approvals because I'm not the one that decides. That's the insurance company. If it were up to me, I would approve you on the spot, no questions asked. But really, the way it works, like I said, I send 2 emails. I either get you an approval decision right away on the spot within 30 seconds of submitting the application, or we have to wait 1 to 3 days. If that happens, don't be shocked or discouraged or think, hey, I'm not getting approved anymore. What just that means is that maybe when they ran your medical record, some discrepancy, something came up, and just the insurance company wants to take a better look and make sure that we can get you an informed decision and get you approved. So if that happens, don't worry about that. It's just it might take a little more time, 1 to 3 days. And once you're approved, the first payment's taken out the day you choose. So any day from the day you're approved, we can post date it out to 30 days. So again, if you're hesitating to book a call with me because you're like, well, I won't be ready to get my policy within a month, that's totally fine. I still encourage you, book a call, get a quote, get the information, and if you're ready just to see if we can get you approved, payment will come out. Payment won't come out before even getting approved. So don't worry about not wanting to pay up front. It doesn't work like that. What I always say to every single person that speaks with me is like, hey, well, let's just see if we can get you approved. I don't know, but don't worry about making a payment or getting charged. You won't get charged unless you're approved. So once payment is made, like I mentioned, that's when coverage starts. Congratulations, coverage is active, thumbs up, and your policy is mailed electronically or physical. Some companies just only do electronically. If you do want a physical copy, you let me know and I go on my way and I print it out and I mail it out to you personally. And if you want both electronic and physically, I can do that for you, and I'll be your agent for life. Plain and simple as that. Every single client that gets a policy with me, you guys become more than just a client. I don't see it that way. I see you as a family, as a friend, because thanks to you trusting me, which is again why I'm making this video, for you to see me and understand the process, is because of you. If I help you, obviously I get paid for that, right? If I don't help you, if I don't help people, I don't get paid. And if I don't get paid, I can't put food on the table for my family or have a roof over my head for my parents and for myself. So, I understand, and it's the same thing for you. Whatever you do for work, right? My nurses, my healthcare workers, right? You guys take care of people because of taking care of people the right way, right? Genuinely doing what you do for passionately, you get rewarded significantly. So it's the same way with me. I don't take it for granted. Again, a lot of my business comes through referrals, so I always want to make sure that I take care of you and I really provide knowledge and make sure that you're not just going to talk to me one time and it's there forever. No, I actually give you my personal number as well. So if you have to reach out to me or you want to talk to me, ask me questions, I'm literally on speed dial. Like, you text me, you can text me. Sometimes I get clients that text me at midnight. They're like, hey, Jason, I have a question. And I'm like, with my eyes closed, on my phone, like, yeah, what's up? Tell me in a couple hours, It's totally fine. Like I said, I'm just another human being here. So again, thank you for sticking up to the final of this presentation. I really hope something I said was valuable and provided knowledge and really kind of brings your guard down and keeps you more at ease, that if you do book a call with me, you're gonna get the best. So I encourage you, go right now, go to my calendar and schedule a call for the next 24 to 40 hours. And I look forward to speaking with you. And whatever day it is, whether it's morning if you're watching it, afternoon, nighttime, I just want to wish you a blessed day, and God bless, and thank you for watching this video. Thank you.